All right, so we are live and we're going to be talking about all things PPC and how you can improve your results My name is Kevin Sanderson, the VP of Marketing at My Amazon Guy, and I am honored to be with Dr. Travis Zigler, the pineapple himself, the profitable pineapple, that is. So,
Kevin, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. It's an honor to have you on here. And I know we've only got you here for about a half hour. So for folks that have questions, make sure to get them into the chat as quickly as you possibly can. We're going through and taking a look at some of the comments that are coming through. So make sure to get your questions in. We tend to run out. I'll be around after Travis leaves to answer questions, but we want to make sure to answer as many of your questions as we possibly can. So while we're waiting for questions to come in, Travis, do you mind just giving a quick rundown of who you are and how you know stuff about ads?
How I know stuff about ads. So I'm actually an optometrist by trade, hence the doctor. I'm not like some fake doctor. Well, some people think optometrists are fake doctors, but whatever.
They help me see. That's pretty darn important.
We also do a lot of other things too. But I had my own practice. I actually worked for a practice as well. Went from seeing 6 patients an hour to seeing 1 patient an hour. And then once I started seeing 1 patient an hour, I got bored, started my own Amazon business where I learned how to find the product opportunity and pretty much sell that. And I started out as a sunglass company, built that sunglass company up to about $3.2 million, mostly using Amazon PPC and the wild west of Amazon. But I saw a consolidation coming, and the consolidation is what you guys are all in now. And all the hacks and gimmicks and everything that you could use back in 2015 and 16 and 17, you just can't use anymore. But we use that to build a $3.2 million company. We pivoted in 2017 to create a dry eye brand, and we created an audience of about 200 to 300,000 people that followed us for dry eye advice, dry eyes like your eyeball. Yeah. And we built that brand up to about $500,000 a month using a combination of Facebook ads, Google ads, and Amazon PPC. And we ended up selling that for a multi-million-dollar exit in 2021. I started an agency in 2019 to service the ads for my brand, and then other people were asking me to help them as well. So we built that agency up to about 80 clients at its peak, and I was miserable, hated it. So we've scaled it down to now 20 clients and smaller team. We were a team of 20, now we're a team of 9, and it's a lot more fun. So now I'm in the more education space. So I teach people how we scale our clients, and I specifically specialize in like supplement and pet brands, which everybody else tries to stay away from. And that's because that's what I built. And so that's who we help. And we like to take our clients from about $1 million to about $10 million. And then we also like to work in some equity deals in there as well to help kind of partner with them. And I'm looking to build a portfolio of brands in that supplement space that has that key figure like a doctor like I was, and where I am, but that's what I was in that space. And that's how I know Amazon PPC, long story short.
Awesome. So you've spent a few bucks on PPC and helped others scale with their paid ads. So Travis definitely knows his stuff. If you've not been to any of our summits in the past, just a quick little shameless plug, you can head on over to ppcmasterysummit.com. And for less than $10, you can get a ticket to see Travis and about 20 other amazing speakers on paid ads and converting more sales on Amazon. And one of the things I will say is Travis tends to be one of our most popular, most commented about speakers as providing the most value. In fact, he even won the competition for the most valuable session as voted on by the attendees at our last summit. So I'll post that again later on.
Can I tell the secret of winning that contest?
Yes, please do.
All I do is tell stories of what I've actually done that works. And that's all I do. Where a lot of speakers and a lot of gurus in this space will teach theory, which they have never actually done it themselves. And everything I teach, I have done. And if I don't know it, I'm not going to teach it. If I've never done it, I'm not going to teach it. And so that's why I can speak so well on what I'm talking about, because I've done it and I've lived it.
Awesome. Well, appreciate that. And you've probably lived launching profitable PPC. So this one says, in 2024, it's difficult for new product clients want to get profitable PPC in 1 month. So what we do. So basically, what is the expectation? Let me reword this. what is the expectation of how quickly someone can get profitable with their PPC these days?
That is the most short-sighted thinking, and that's the wrong question to ask. And you guys are going to probably be mad at me on this episode because I don't talk in typical PPC language. I do, but I don't. And so to answer your question is you're thinking too short-sighted. When I think of something, I have a 10-year time horizon plan. And whenever I'm committing to doing something, I commit to doing it for at least a year before I tend to pivot out of it. And that goes for products, that goes for brands, that goes for anything in my life, really. I commit to at least a year of doing it. And then I have a 10-year time horizon. So I'm turning 40 this year. And my goal,
welcome to the club.
Yeah, thank you. And by the time I turn 50, my goal is to sell a business for $100 million. Wow. And guess what? That question doesn't apply to me because I know that in order to build products up, I'm not trying to be profitable after 1 month. What you're trying to do with that question is you're trying to figure out how can I extract money out of this product opportunity right now so I can quit my job? And that's the wrong question to ask, because if you have a real brand and a real business and a product that helps solve problems, and it's not just a product opportunity you found from Jungle Scout, Helium 10, or whoever, then if you're building a real brand, you wouldn't have a 1 month time horizon. You'd have a 5 to 10 year time horizon. I built and sold my brand for multiple millions in 4 years. I was in the Amazon game longer than that, but the brand I specifically sold, the Dry Eye brand, I started in 2017 in June. I sold it in June of 2021, and we built that up to about $500,000 a month in revenue. And then we ended up selling it for multiple millions. And the reason is we had a long-term time horizon. We were never even thinking about selling. We made the Inc. 5000 fastest growing companies. People were knocking on our doors and on our door. And I sent out our offer of what we wanted. And then one person said yes, and it was too good to refuse. So I sold it. Otherwise, I probably still have it. So to answer your question, it's not difficult to be profitable with PPC after month 1, but you have to do it intelligently, and you're not looking to grow your business. You're just looking to pull cash out of it, which isn't a business. That's just an opportunity that you're trying to exploit. So
got it. So it's all about, thinking a little more long-term. And I guess the question also is about running for clients. Now, if you had a client come to you and say, hey, I just hired you, Travis, and your firm to run my paid ads, make me profitable right away. Or would you have told them on the front end that's not even possible? You probably would have given them the same speech you just gave.
Different question. Okay, different question. Thank you for clarifying the question. Sorry about my 5
minutes. No. I think you had a very good answer.
So if you have a client that comes to you and they want to be profitable after a month, number one, I don't want to take a client that's not profitable because they're looking for a lifeline. They're like, help me, I'm desperate. And that's probably the worst clients you're going to get because they're going to be in your ear every single day, either through email, through text message, through direct messaging, whatever it is, because they're freaking out because it's not profitable yet. I like to take clients that's why I take clients that are only doing $1 million and more, because they're in a good place to be able to afford us. And they're in a good place to know how to invest in advertising to the point of this is how we get you from 1 million to 10 million. And even those clients are hard to get to that 10 million point because it's a mindset shift. And so if you have a client that wants to get profitable after month 1 and they come to me, I tell them, this is our strategy. Can we get you to profitability after month 1? We're going to use our strategy the best we can, but it doesn't work for everyone, but it works for most people. It works for like 90% of clients. I never promise anything to my clients. I don't promise I'm going to scale them. I don't promise them the world because they hear it over and over from every other agency. And it's refreshing. That's why they sign with us, because they're like, that's refreshing. You didn't say you're going to scale me to the moon. I was like, this is the data. This is what I think we can do, but I can't promise you that that's going to happen. I can't guarantee it. And so if you have a client that comes to you that already has sales, it's not that hard to get them to profitability by just focusing on the 20% of search terms and ASINs that are producing 80% of the results. And if you scale back and just focused on those, it's going to make a huge difference. Also, focus on the 20% of products that are producing 80% of the results. So if they have 10 products in their portfolio, 2 of them are making most of the results. So just focus on those 2 and then look at those 2, find all their search terms, and then look at 20% of the search terms that are producing 80% of the results If you did those two things, consolidated their products, consolidated their search terms and advertising, that's going to make a massive difference in their profitability. And here's the cool part. It scales their revenue as well, because you're focusing all these marketing dollars that were spread out onto their two best sellers, and they're going to forget they have another 8 products. We just bought a brand, just a quick story. We bought a brand that had 20 products. When we bought it, it had 7, and we're narrowing it down to 1, because that 1 is 85% of their revenue. And so that's all we're focusing on, is that 1 product.
Awesome. So basically the case study here, which Michael commented, case studies are key, which that is very true. They are important.
It's a lot of letters.
It is. Michael, you've been doing some studying and some certifications there, it appears. Must be in Europe if he has the EU GDPR designation, which I didn't even know it was a designation. So congratulations, Michael. But Michael also says, understood. So where would you recommend a newbie to start? So we talked about somebody taking somebody who's already profitable, but what would you do, whether this is Michael talking on his own behalf or just on behalf of newbies or for a client he has, what would you do with helping a newbie get started and getting some sales?
So the first thing you have to do is you have to go from product opportunity to people opportunity. Mm-hmm. You have to focus on solving a problem for a person versus finding a product on Jungle Scout or Helium 10 or Zonguru. Because when you solve problems for people, they come back and buy from you again and again. When you find a product opportunity, you're at the mercy of the Amazon algorithm to have to pay to be at the top. They could shift it, they can change it, your reviews can go down, so much can change. Mm-hmm. I've worked with brands that they have a 3 out of 5 stars on Amazon and they're still selling 100 a day because they have a brand. And it's a great product, but it's one of those products that's like very finicky. You either hate the taste or you love the taste, and that's why they have 3 stars. Mm-hmm. And so if you're just getting started out, focus on a person that you can solve their problem first. That's entrepreneurship. That's solving problems. Secondly, product. You have to have a great quality product. It has to be superior and it has to be differentiated from what's out there on the market. Mm-hmm. That's the whole point of entrepreneurship, is to solve a problem that's not there, or that's not solved, I should say.
Right.
And then
the solution's not there.
Yeah. So focusing on a person, we're coming out with a great quality product, and then we're going to build a listing that focuses around the benefits. Almost all listings on Amazon focus on features, and it just makes me laugh, because it's like, that's a feature, that's a feature, that's a feature, that's a feature. A benefit evokes emotion in a person. A feature just tells you what's in the product. And so many people are so obsessed with their product, they forget that it's actually trying to solve a problem. And I think the most common one is like, what do you get a drill hole? Or what? I just wrote that. What do you get a drill hole? It's to make the hole. It's not to have the drill. But so many people focus on the features of the drill and not the actual making of the hole. And
right. The torque or whatever.
Yeah.
The size of the.
So
whatever.
Problems. Focus on problems. Focus on good quality products. Focus your listing around benefits and what's in it for the person. And when you have all of that, it's very easy to do PPC, because when you've done your keyword research to focus on the benefits around like your bullets and your title and everything, you're going to find 5 to 10 to maybe 15 keywords that you can do an exact match campaign on to help launch this product. But what I like to do first is get some reviews, of course, social proof. After you get that social proof, I'll launch anywhere from 5 to 15 exact match campaigns. I like to do single keyword exact match campaigns. That means each keyword is in its own campaign, because you can customize budget, top of search placement. You can customize everything for it. And then depending on your budget, I might even take 1 or 2 of the top search terms or keywords and do a broad match campaign, and maybe even an auto campaign if I have the budget. It just depends on your budget. But exact match is where to go, because Amazon's algorithm wants 2 things. We talked about this last week. Amazon, I don't know the A9 algorithm, but what I do know is that Amazon loves conversion rate and they love sales velocity. Because if you're a shoppable app or a shoppable website, which Amazon is, people go there to buy. So Amazon is going to show its customers high converting products, high conversion rate products, because they want the customer to get on there, find what they're looking for and buy it. They don't want them shopping around. They want them to buy it and then upsell and buy more. And then they're going to show, if you have a high conversion rate, they're going to show you more. And then if you're selling a lot more, sales velocity, they're going to show you even more because you're more likely to sell. So when you're focusing on those search terms or keywords in the front end that you're going to start with, you need to focus on ones that you think are going to convert high on your listing. So I hope that all made sense.
Got it. So focus on the keywords that are converting the most, because Amazon ultimately wants conversions and sales, and they want it to go more quickly.
That's it.
Which is usually aligned with the seller's goals too.
Exactly.
All right. So make sure to get your questions in. Travis is with us for about another 10 minutes before he has to take off, but I'll be around to answer questions after that as well. So Faizan asks, I launched ASIN targeting expanded and apply aggressive top of search modifier, and I'm getting 100% impressions on top of search, but search terms showing all ASINs instead of keywords. Why is it so?
Okay, let me.
Search terms showing.
I'm getting 100% impressions on top of search, but search terms showing all ASINs instead of keywords. It's because you're in an ASIN targeting campaign?
Yes. So that's what I'm assuming too.
That's what my guess is just that you're in an ASIN targeting campaign. You're not targeting keywords.
Yeah. So I would say in this case, focus on or make sure you're looking at the right campaign. If you're looking at the search term report, do you have other campaigns that are on there, maybe just named similarly? Or you could do the bulk operations template, pull that report and just filter by that campaign as well. That would probably help.
Yeah. So you're in an ASIN targeting campaign. You need to make a keyword targeting campaign. And that's that's what the top of search modifier is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because otherwise, and you do hear about, I've heard stories of, that even though you're doing an ASIN targeting, it's still showing up based on the search term. So sometimes there are some weird things with data, but if you want to get more control over that, definitely create a keyword or targeting campaign as opposed to ASIN targeting. So, all right. So any other questions, feel free to drop them into the chat, folks. But while we're waiting on some questions to come in, I think we should do a quick little giveaway. So another quick shameless plug. Travis is joining us at the PPC Mastery Summit, which is happening in 2 weeks from today, right around the corner. I'm going to give away a free VIP ticket, which is about a $200 value for free. And so Travis and I are going to pick a winner right now. All you got to do is type in PPC into the chats, as in pay per click. One time Steven asked me, he was like, everybody knows what PPC means. I'm like, for the most part, yes, but I've had people sign up for the PPC Summit, get a VIP ticket. One point I even did this group coaching program this woman signed up for. And afterwards she said, what does PPC stand for? I'm like, wow, I guess you really are trying to learn. So just type in PPC into the chat, as in pay per click, and we're going to pick a winner here. Then you can also grab your Travis wants to win a free chance to win a PPC Summit VIP ticket valued at about $200, which we'll pick a winner here random here in just a minute. So make sure to sign up for the free ticket. And it looks like Safai, if I said that correctly, says, hey, Kevin and Travis, I'm an introvert person. I've been working in the Amazon industry for over 3 years now, maintaining listings and start PPC as well, but I want a full-time job. Any tips as an expert? Well, you definitely don't have to be an extrovert to be good at this.
Introverts are better, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Most people don't know this, but Stephen Pope is actually a huge introvert. So you don't have to be an extrovert. And Stephen would say that, and he would show you his culture index graph to show you how much of an introvert he is, and he's very proud of it. Looks at it as a superpower
because he's able to ask how he's going to get a job. So if you want a job, you have to just be active in these communities. So be active without spamming. So how I find positions for my job or my job for my agency and my portfolio of brands and my investment group or whatever is I have a paid mastermind. And to be a part of that paid mastermind, it's $1,000 a month or $10,000 a year. And what happens is those are Amazon sellers that are usually doing 6 figures or multi 6 figures that are trying to get to 7 and 8 figures. And usually they're at a point where they're still working a full-time job, but they're building their Amazon business on the side. So I have this mastermind in there because I get to interact with them and they're paying me to interact with them. And then what I notice is some of them rise to the top and they're still not ready to go full-time on the Amazon business, but they hate their job. And I'll usually invite them to come work for us. And so I usually get to it's the Home Depot method. Home Depot does the workshops on Saturday because they want to find people that are helping other people. And that's the people they offer jobs to. And so we do workshops essentially in our mastermind. I actually have that. That's why I have to go in 10 minutes. And I see who rises to the top and who I'd want to be a part of our company and who has the culture fit to be a part of our company. So just be active in different organizations without expecting anything in return.
Love that. All right. So, Travis, if you don't mind picking a number between 1 and 9.
I'm going to go with lucky number 7.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, Mohammed, you won. Just email kevin@myamazonguy.com and let me know that you were the winner of the free VIP ticket. So this is getting to be last call here for questions with Travis. I'll be around after Travis departs. But if you are interested in asking a question, Travis is a legend. He's spent, how much do you think, if you were to guess, in your own money and other people's money you've profitably spent on paid ads over the years?
So I Love at its peak was doing about 150,000 a month. And we did that for a solid 3 years. So right there, can't even do that math in my head. That's like 5 million in ad spend right there for just I Love, somewhere around there. Probably a little off on my math there actually. But we have quite a few 8-figure brands in our portfolio that are spending about the same as well. I think right now we've shrunk our agency, like I said earlier, and we're spending, I think, around 1 to 2 million a month right now in overall agency spend. I'd have to look at that, but and then of course Christmas time it goes way up. In January it goes way up because we're a lot of supplement brands. But yeah, I would say 1 to 2 million. So over the course of 6 years, I would say we're close to around 40 million in spend.
Okay, got it. So that means you have a lot of experience spending a lot of money on Amazon and knowing what works and what doesn't. So Sci-Fi, hopefully, again, if I butcher your name, I apologize. Question for Travis: what's the most underrated PPC strategy? I think I already know what direction Travis is going to go, but I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Can I say mine?
Please.
So yeah, the 80-20 strategy that I mentioned earlier, I've been preaching that since 2019 when I learned it. And I still remember I was at Amazing.com's conference, it's now called SellerCon, and Cherie Yvette, the urban cowgirl, came up on stage. She kind of went into hiding once COVID hit, but she was a legend in PPC. And I'd seen thousands of PPC lectures, maybe not thousands, but hundreds of PPC lectures, YouTubes, all this stuff. And when she spoke on stage, I was like, whoa, that's it. And her strategy, which I have adopted into my own strategy as well, is focus on the 80-20. 20% of your products produce 80% of your results. Only focus on those 20% of products. 20% of your search terms produce 80% of your results. Only focus on the 20% of search terms. 20% of your ASIN targetings produce 80% of your results. Only focus on that 20%. And 20% of Amazon ads in general produce 80% of the results. And that's sponsored products. Don't worry about sponsored brands. Don't worry about sponsored display, Amazon TV, DSP, all of that. That's all distraction, especially if you're just getting started. If you're doing under $1 million on Amazon, all of those are a distraction. Focus on just sponsored products and 80-20ing those. So 20% equals 80% of the results. So another point of emphasis that we did with that is 20% of your customers produce 80% of your results. And if you want to break down the 80-20 even more, it goes down to 4% is 64% of your results. So if you're I'm worried about profitability, 80-20 your search terms and products, and then 80-20 them again, 4% of everything you're doing in your life is producing 64% of your results. We're just so distracted by everything else out here.
That other 96%.
Exactly. And it's crushing you. And so that's the biggest thing you can do for Amazon PPC, because when you focus on sponsored products only and the 20% of search terms, you drive conversion rate. It gets higher because you're going after your higher converting search terms, and it drives sales velocity. The two things that Amazon wants. And so when you focus on those two things, you shoot up in the organic rank. We have a client, things were a little messy, and we took them over in March of last year, and they were at 150% ACOS, and we dropped them down to 30% ACOS just by doing this strategy. 30% ACOS, and we dropped their ad spend from 140,000 to 25,000 just by focusing on 80/20. And it didn't affect their sales at all, not one bit. Now, a year later, we have been scaling their ACOS up slowly. They're now back up to about a 75% ACOS, which a lot of people just went, oh my gosh, 75% ACOS. They probably really gasped at the 140%. But we are now targeting 140% ACOS again for them, but we're doing it intelligently. We're focusing on the 20% of search terms that are driving 80% of the results. And when you focus on that, it's a supplement brand, so very expensive. We're slowly, incrementally building up their ACOS. But as we build their ACOS, their sales velocity is skyrocketing, and their organic sales are skyrocketing, and their conversion rate remains high. Their organic rank increases, which then profit increases. And so we look at the profit margin as an agency. And whenever we report weekly to our clients and monthly to our clients, we tell them, don't look at the ACOS number. That's just a metric. We look at your profit number. Profit is cash back in your pocket. And so that is what you focus on when you do Amazon PPC. You don't focus on low ACOS. You don't focus on ACOS at all. It's just a metric. It's a metric that we use to watch things, but we don't make big decisions based on ACOS. We watch tacos, total cost of advertising, and we watch profit. Profit. Sorry, I went on a rant there after my strategy, but it's important.
No, I thought that was very good. Now, I want to be respectful of your time. I know you have to go. So for folks who'd like to learn more, check you out, where should they go?
ProfitablePineapple.com is our homepage. You can sign up for my free Amazon PPC Masterclass. It's absolutely free. It goes over my whole 80/20 strategy as well. We also have an inventory management software called Profitable Pineapple Express.com, and it's $1 for the first 30 days. So would love for everybody to try it out.
Awesome. We'll go check out profitablepineapple.com and Profitable Pineapple Express. And with that, thank you, Travis, for joining us. And I'm going to stick around to answer more questions. So
all right.
Thank you.
Thanks as always, Kevin.
Appreciate it.
See you.
All right. So I'm still here answering your questions. So anything you have about related to Amazon PPC, growing on Amazon, I will do my best to answer. I personally have been selling on Amazon since 2015, running ads since 2016. So that's now over 8 years. So I'm here to help you, give you my spin, as well as being the VP of marketing at My Amazon Guy. I've learned a few things here and there. So love to help you out in any way I can. Just make sure to add your question in. Now, one of the things I will say is we have a light amount of questions to get to right now, or comments. But that generally tends to add on. I think we're all, myself included at times, procrastinators. So we wait till the last possible minute. So we're going to cut this off at 1 o'clock at the top of the hour. So in about 32 minutes. So what's going to happen is, if you've ever been in class or whatever, you know how it usually works, where people don't ask a lot of questions in the beginning and everyone's got a question at the end. And just about every time I do this, we run out of time, and there's people we didn't get to, and it's not anything personal if we didn't get to you last week or the time before. But right now, you're going to have a much higher chance of getting your question answered if you drop it into the chat, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook. I think we're on Instagram as well. We're also on LinkedIn. So wherever you're at, ask it in the chat, and we'll bring it up here, such as Faizan's question, comment here. I agree, organic ranking is so key, is key. So tacos is vital. Now organic position 1 is actually number 5 on search results. So PPC should be profitable. 2, most niches sell 80% on top 4 spot, which are paid. So basically what they're saying is Amazon's become more pay to play. So there's not very many organic positions like there used to be relative to what there used to be. And so in a lot of categories, a lot of niches, the first 4 spots are taken up by sponsored. And so that means, like you were saying, you're probably going to be number 5. So someone asked to review the product detail page. Why not? Let's do that. So we've got time for some questions coming in. So I'm going to pull up Amazon.com/DP/B0CWS 4NCCF. All right. So let me bring that up on the screen. Okay, so looking at this, organic Himalayan ash, I'm not familiar with this. All right. I'm not familiar with this particular product or what it does. So I will do my best to answer the question. So a few things that stick out to me. Currently unavailable. Now, it could just be that they're down right now for, let me make this a little bigger. It could just be that this particular product is out of stock. Always do your best not to run out of stock. That's a big thing, that you can have the best listing in the world, but if you're out of stock, you can't sell anything. So I do like that incorporated the ingredients. The ingredients to me kind of take up a little too much, and they're not all the same like color and whatnot. They do grab your eye, but I would make them a little tighter. Like maybe make the spoon in front of, I don't know if that's charcoal there down there at the bottom. And then I would, one of the things that we've been playing with here at MAG is the idea that keeps going to a different image. All right, there we go. So you see here at the top of the bottle. Now, granted, that's got like the grooves to give people a little bit more grip. This is a little bit of a gray area, to be completely honest, but you could add some right here, some real estate. Amazon might take away because of the 60 pack, especially because it's got the Amazon Smile logo. So what you could do is on here, it could say 60 pack or 60 capsules here on this real estate on the top. Then looking at this too, like what is without, let me say this, you got to be careful making promises of what the product, or medical claims, I should say, but I would potentially add something of what is this beneficial for? So I'm not familiar with conch beej or soft-feed muesli. Now, maybe the person that's looking for this definitely knows. But this says, unleash the power of nature with Pure Prana's Power Blend. Potent. So is this supposed to give you energy, physical performance? Like what kind of physical performance? Is it strength, muscle mass? You got to be careful putting that on the label. But if it makes sense to do, you might want to put a little bit more on there. What else would you say? Potentially no artificial flavors, gluten-free, no preservative. I mean, that's a good graphic there. I do like the general lifestyle images. But looking at this, I would put something a little bit more specific of what the product is about. Now, one thing I don't like is the color. It almost looks like if I'm looking at the color on the graphic, on the main image, like I don't know if it's intended to make it look like there's some light coming on it, but the outsides being a little darker yellow actually kind of draw your eye to the outsides and not to the inside. I don't know if that was intentional, like it's supposed to be stripes, but the stripes are not the same width on that graphic. I don't know, it just seems kind of odd. It's hard to read, I will say that. And especially with having words that people I don't know a lot of people that would use some of the terms that are on that label. So I would say, unless this is something where like maybe it's just the people who are looking for this particular type of product, that they know exactly what they're looking for, I would include some sort of benefit on it, like, better energy or peak performance or something where you're not even necessarily making like a medical claim, but you're just saying something of how it helps. Now, I know it says power blend, but that doesn't really tell you a lot of what this is all about. Vitamins could be power blends or something like that. So I would look into, I would clean up the sides here. I like the fact that you have some of the ingredients, but like to me, it just kind of feels a little thrown out there. Scrolling down here, got good A+ content. I think the design looks good. I don't know why somebody would take this, which, although the title does say for energy. So is it energy? Is it performance? I would come into a little bit more of a sense of what is that product all about. So, all right. Next up, let's get to a couple of questions here. So we also have Sup Sci-Fi says, hey, Kevin, the best way to create a top of search only campaign. I recently launched a campaign with 100% or 200% top of search and the suggested bid, but still the campaign, I have a lot of rest of search and product page results. So meaning do a modifier for 200% of your bid. So if you're bidding $1, you're basically saying to Amazon, I'm willing to bid an extra 200%. So basically up to $3 on top of search. Now that doesn't mean that you're excluding the other placements. So off the top of my head, I can't remember how high you can go on top of search. Now that might also be Amazon's algorithm doesn't believe that product is going to convert for top of search. So maybe that's too aggressive of a placement going after top of search for that product. Maybe that product doesn't have enough reviews. Maybe it's just not ready for prime time, so to speak. And that's why Amazon's not putting it there. Because at the end of the day, all Amazon cares about is someone clicks, someone searches, then they click, then they buy. So that funnel right there. So they have so many impressions, and on the other side, what's going to end up becoming a sale. And if they don't think it's going to become a sale, you can bid as much as you want. But if you are selling, Android cases, and you're bidding on mouse pad because you think, oh, they also need my Android case, it's not relevant. So it's not going to show up. Now, that was an extreme example, but sometimes we go after, marker, but we really should go after flip chart marker or something like that. So the keyword context might be a little different than what we're going after, and Amazon's algorithm doesn't think our product will perform either based on history or just on its predictiveness. All right, so Sup Sci-Fi says, it was a client request, though. I mentioned that tacos is going to shoot, but customer's always right, I guess. Well, you want to make sure that people understand that at the end of the day, you're providing value. So you could say, yeah, we can do our best to get you on top of search, but it might be cost prohibitive. Now, maybe you have to have that conversation with them and then still run the test and say, you can say, hey, I say we do this for a week just to see how well this will work. And maybe they have the budget and the stomach to go after top of search, and maybe they don't. But I would definitely, think hard about, is this the right top of search placement? Because if you're bidding like 200% and you're not getting much top of search, you're getting a lot of rest of search. Amazon doesn't believe that product will show up in top of, or will perform at top of search. So why would they show it? So I would look at who is getting top of search placement and what do they have different? Are their images different that look like maybe people are clicking on their images a little bit more, which is hard to know, but at least you can kind of get a little bit of insight. I would take a look at the search query performance report for that particular keyword and just see like what kind of data can you glean out of that. And then also, going back to looking to see who's in the top of search, like, does this product have 200 reviews and all those have 10,000 plus reviews? I mean, that could be part of it too. So there's a lot of factors that go in to whether or not Amazon will give top of search placement, because at the end of the day, they know that they're going to have a good chance of getting sales, whether someone's paying for that or someone is, or in your top organic spot, whatever it is that you're towards, above the fold, that you're towards the top, all they care about is that it's more likely to result in a sale. So just things to keep in mind. Faizan says, hey, Kevin. Well, hello. Pro Hall Cosmetics is PPC. Stick around to the end. We'll do another giveaway. We've got a little bit of time. So we'll get to a giveaway here in a moment. Or towards the end. So make sure you stick around to the end. We'll give another ticket to the PPC Mastery Summit. We'll give a VIP ticket. If you don't have a VIP ticket, you can grab a ticket for just $10. So on that note, let's get back to some questions and comments as they're coming in. Shavam asks, is there any service for initial reviews except Vine who can upload video of product? So there's a few things you could do. So it depends on what you're asking for. Now, if you're asking for reviews on Amazon's platform, Amazon lets a lot of gray area stuff slide, but a couple things they are very, very, very protective of, and you got to understand it from their standpoint. So as Zig Ziglar would say, you can have anything you want in life as long as you let enough other people have, or not let, but you help another people get what they want in life. What does Amazon want? They want a good customer experience. They want to be the most customer focused company in the world. So for them, that means they have trustworthy reviews. So don't do anything that might manipulate reviews, and don't do anything that might manipulate search. And so when you say any service for initial reviews, I would be very cautious about anyone that says, oh, dude, there used to be stuff that was a little gray hat, but people were doing like rebates and stuff. But Amazon drew the hammer down pretty hard on that a few years ago. So I would not play around with anything that has to do with reviews. I wouldn't ask for a review in a insert. What you could do is our software tools that will help you send out Amazon's email. That's basically an email template that asks for a review, totally within terms of service. You could ask for a review that way, but I would be very cautious by asking for a review. But when it comes to video of products, so one is Fluencer Fruit. So shout out to Liz Saunders at Fluencer Fruit. You could, if you go to Fluencer Fruit, like influencer minus in, so just Fluencer and then the word fruit, fluencerfruit.com, you can have them work with influencers to like people who are, certified, so to speak, as Amazon influencers, and they can, upload videos, and Amazon can potentially put those onto your products. There's a few things with linking and whatnot, but as long as they link it correctly, and there's, I forget the number of placements. I want to say it's 5 or 6, that their video could end up going onto your listing, which could help with conversions as well. And then, of course, you could also work with influencers that aren't putting videos on Amazon's platform, and they can, link to your product, whether TikTok or YouTube or Instagram or whatever. So then Sophie said, talking about the top of search modifier. So only impressions, but no clicks affect product badly. Oh, yeah. So if you're trying to go after top of search and you're not getting clicks, you can bid all day long, but Amazon knows they're not going to get a sale. So if you think about it, we oftentimes think of conversion rate as, based on sessions, where, the number of people who view the page and what percentage of people end up purchasing. If you're looking at the Amazon Experiments tab, if you look at the conversion rate they give you, it's minuscule. And the reason, it tends to be less than 1%, sometimes less than 0.1%. And the reason for that is they're taking your click-through rate times your conversion rate as we would normally think of it. And that's what they're looking at, because all they care about is not when people land on the page, but when people search, because they want to show the most relevant products to folks. And so in order to prove that your product is relevant, they have to not just buy, but they also have to click, because if they don't click, they're not going to buy. So if they show it a bunch of times and you get the impressions, but nobody's clicking, take a look at other factors like price. Is it truly similar to other whatever the keyword is you're going for, is it truly similar to other products, or is it like we use dry erase marker, which is completely different. Like if you look up dry erase, or if you look up markers on Amazon, you're going to find something in most cases other than a dry erase marker. Whereas a dry erase marker means like you've got a whiteboard and you want a specific type of marker for a specific type of use case. So if you have like a Crayola markers that or that type of marker, or crafting markers, I should probably say, it's not going to convert well for dry erase marker. So even though maybe it seems like it's a similar type word, whether there or you're going kind of up funnel, really think through, is that the right keyword for that product? If you're not getting clicks, or do you need better images? Is the price off? You don't have enough reviews. So again, take a look and see from the customer's eyes, if they're searching for a particular product, what are they getting? Or what are they seeing? What is Amazon showing them in comparison? All right. So Hassem asks, do you have any advice for FBM launching since FBA cost is high for specific product? We launched FBM, but our organic rank is not getting better fast, and we're not able to enroll in Vine, etc. Okay, yeah, good question. So if you have FBM and you're saying it's because it's expensive, is that because like the market is expensive? Like generally FBM type products are ones where it's FBM for like everybody. Like I'm trying to think of some examples I've seen. Like maybe certain types of furniture might be so oversized and so expensive just to get to Amazon's warehouse and to store into Amazon's warehouse for, some units might be there for 6 months, and it's so expensive to, do that everyone in the market is doing it FBM instead of FBA because FBA is so cost prohibitive. But usually that's almost the entire market is doing it that way. And so then if that is the case, then you want to take a look at like, okay, what is the rest of the competition? So take a look at and see like, okay, if you're doing free shipping, and is everyone else doing free shipping? Or if you're not doing free shipping, are the others doing free shipping? What are your lead times? And so for your product as well. And so that could be a part of it. So those are things that might have an effect on FBM and your conversions, both your clicks and your conversions. Because if you think about it, on the search results page, you can see, the promised time and how quickly it might get to them. So both, whatever your standard template is, and then, if you have an expedited template, you might have to also look and see like, okay, is everyone else have the potential, to deliver it in a shorter period of time because maybe, they have a higher tier of shipping than you have, and maybe you want to offer that. So at least people see they could get it as quickly as whatever dates. And then, do you need to have a network of warehouses to ship this out, which now you're kind of becoming your own FBA without Amazon in the equation. So like if you have multiple warehouses, so you might want to look into that. But so the way I would start looking at that to compare to your competition is everyone else FBM or are they FBA? If they're all FBM and you're not getting the conversions, how is your price compared to everyone else? Are you charging for shipping and everyone else is? What's your shipping speed compared to everyone else? So maybe, you're giving yourself a lot of lead time to, send out the order. Like you're giving yourself 5 days window to ship out the order, but everyone else is, shipping next day. That is going to affect your conversions and things of that nature as well. So, all right, next up, Tim Z's says, hey, speaking of Vine, we did not realize that Vine, once campaign is completed, is unable to reopen campaign for specific ASIN no longer enrolled in Vine. Is there any way around this? Not that I'm aware of. And so, yeah, you would think they would let you do it again. So if you did like they give you like 2 for free, and then like, as you have more units you're willing to give away. So if you want to come back to you'd think they would let you. Then number 2 says, Tim asks, we're considering to add a variation separate from our main product listing and enrolling it in Vine, then add to the parent listing more for after reviews come in. Yeah, I don't see a reason why you couldn't do that. Make sure it is a legitimate variation. That sometimes I see people, they throw in a variation. It's not like a true variation. Amazon does not like that. So it used to be people have variations, and it's like, they've got, I'm trying to look around at examples on my desk of something like they have a mouse and then the variation's a calculator. And it's like not even close to like, maybe you have a black mouse and a blue mouse. That would be color variations. You can get away with that. But just make sure if you're going to go down that tactic, you could do a quantity variation, like maybe a 3-pack, and then people review the 3-pack and those reviews add on. So that's a potential. All right. Next up, we got time for a couple more. So if you have questions, get them in. We're running towards the end, but make sure you stick around to the very end because I will be giving a free ticket to the upcoming PPC Mastery Summit, which is about 2 weeks. It's actually 2 weeks away right now as we speak. So just think of all the work I get to do to put that together. So I'm excited, though. I love putting those summits together. All right. Thank you, Kevin. I've always enjoyed learning from you and the MAG team. I'm a lifelong student. Well, I appreciate that. And then Hasim asks, no problem with shipping when we compare to other sellers. So that's good. We were talking about comparing yourself to the others that are there. The main problem is launching review and rank. Our PPC campaign has clicked, but conversion is low, but we don't think because of shipping. We offer fast shipping, so that's good. I need some advice on how to rank organically for FBM listings. So yeah, some of it is you're just going to have. So if you're in the same apples to apples as everyone else, you're just going to have to. It's a flywheel effect, and start thinking of it. Are you going to start sending out the Amazon allowed emails that you could have like a software tool do for you, or you can do it manually. I think you still can, where you send out the email once they've received it. Just to, basically. It's not like back in the days where you give this like sob story and 3 email sequence about like, oh, we're a small business, give us a review. You can't do that anymore. At least I wouldn't recommend it. But you could try to just get some reviews through the channels Amazon will allow. And then over time, you are going to get reviews. So just keep, as Travis was talking about when he was here earlier in this live stream, that just have a long time horizon. And so there was something I was looking at where someone was showing something. It was like the top Amazon sellers, and it was like how long the account had been around. And it was like most of the people on whatever list it was like 10 plus years. So you got to think long term. I know we all want to be like, I need results now or need results now, but think in terms of not just now, but future you in 5 years from now. Are you going to thank yourself for what you did today, or are you going to wish that you didn't chase around shiny objects and stuff, which we're all guilty of, myself included. All right, so we got time for a couple more questions here. Pro Hall Cosmetic asks, I am able to place on my listings #1 selling Brazilian keratin on Amazon Brazil. Absolutely not. Do not put anything to that nature. That is 100% against terms of service. I'm sure Amazon Brazil's terms of service are similar to the US and everywhere else, but you do not want to put anywhere. The bot will catch that automatically. So yeah, definitely don't put that. Even if it's 100% true, don't put that on your listing. They do not like that. Not in text, not in images. Yeah, don't even play with that. Would be my suggestion. Yamborghini says, good to see you again, Mr. Sanderson. Good to see you too. Thank you, Yamborghini. My question is not related, but may I know when is the best time to apply in MAG? I wasn't fortunate to pass the first assessment and told to wait again after 3 months. Well, I'd say try now. Why not? If it's been 3 months. I have enough knowledge to be an intern for MAG, but I only have a laptop. When you reconsider my equipment, I can get luckily to dual monitor. Yeah, if you want to work at MAG, very serious about the fact you have to have a dual monitor, and they do have some very specific tech requirements for your computers, RAM, and stuff like that. All right. Tim then says, what are your thoughts on low price strategy after launching, as in dropping price to boost rankings and reviews? There have been listed for 3 months currently. That is one of Steven's big suggestions, is start low and then stair step incrementally, because at the end of the day, you're just trying to get the flywheel moving, get sales going. So definitely do that, because if you think about it, you're going to organically get, let's say 1 to 3% of people are going to leave a review. So if you have 100 sales versus 200 sales, you're not going to have a huge number of reviews, but it's twice as many. So if you have twice as many sales, you're going to have twice as many reviews. Now, you might not make as much profit, because if you drop your price, then over time, as you increase your price, then you should be able to, you should have more profit, depending on how those numbers look with fees and whatnot. But I would say it could be worth it if you're trying to boost the algorithm to lower price. And then I personally am more of a fan of coupons. Now, the one thing with coupons is I've yet to see the exact way to do it, but I was having trouble when Amazon changed the whole coupon policy. I lost my coupon, and I know a lot of people lost coupon. That was a big thing. What was that? It was probably March, sometime in March. They changed the coupon policy, and all of a sudden your coupons all disappeared. So that happened to you. That happened to me. I started noticing, as long as I think it was my sale price and my list price, or my your price, not my list price, but my sale price and my your price were the same, I was getting the coupon. So maybe also try with a coupon. I know people were starting to think coupons are dead. Knock on wood, I've got most of my coupons back once I had a sale. So the thing I like about coupons is generally only about half of people take it. And I think I believe it increases click-through rate, because that little green badge draws your eye in the search results page, more so than a lot of other things. Now, if everyone else has a green badge, it doesn't draw your eye. But if it's missing from a lot of other listings, it definitely draws your eye. All right. Then Tim says, also last question, unbiased opinion, do you prefer Helium 10 or Jungle Scouts? Yes. So all the above. I am somewhat tool agnostic. I've probably just been using Helium 10 over the last few years, although Jungle Scout was the very first product I purchased in 2015. Software tool, I should say, in the Amazon space. Buying at the time, you could just buy the extension for like $67 or something like that, and you got lifetime access to it. So I've always liked Jungle Scout for that reason. I think Helium 10 did a good job with adding the features. I think Jungle Scout has now gone more of the route of being more an enterprise company, so working with bigger brands. So you got to think, if the big brands trust Jungle Scout, they're worthwhile too. So both are great. I've had a good relationship with both companies over the years and the people that have worked there. So if you were to ask me which company am I spending more of my own money on, right now it's Helium 10. So I'll just say that. But I think they're both great companies. That was probably a very PC answer, which is just my own personal opinion. All right. So I did promise I would do a giveaway. So if you would like to join us as a VIP, so getting lifetime access plus some other bonuses for the PPC Mastery Summit, just type into the chat, since I already did PPC, type in VIP, since I'm giving away a VIP ticket, which is about a $200 value. Type in VIP into the chat. We'll do a giveaway here quickly. So just type VIP into the chat, and I'm going to pull up the Wheel of Names, not Power of Names, Wheel of Names. Wheel of Names. Funny thing was, when I looked it up, it was like Wheel of Names, and then one of the suggested things was rigged. I'm like, I don't think it's rigged. I don't know how to rig it anyway. All right, so let me share my screen. So we have Subsify. I think I spelled correctly. Yes, I did. All right. Then Tim. We are giving away a free VIP ticket worth about $200 to the upcoming PPC Mastery Summit, which is happening in 2 weeks. It's virtual, all from the comfort of your own living room. Susan R. Then we have Shivam D. We have Roger Williams. And we have MJ Morgan, the photographer. All right, so this is last call. We have more than double the number of people who have signed up who are still on live. So and oftentimes that number is even deflated because I know LinkedIn doesn't always show up. But if you are interested in being showed up, meaning it doesn't show us the number of people live on LinkedIn. So if you're interested in getting a free ticket, $200 value to the upcoming PPC Mastery Summit, which comes with some goodies as a VIP as well, all you got to do is type in VIP into the chat. And I'm going to say this is last call because I got to pick a winner because it is now 1 o'clock. So this is it. Going once, going twice. And I promise you, I'm not manipulating this. I'm not rigging it. And winner. So my hands are up. I'm not touching the keyboard. I have no idea who's going to. Oh, someone just came in at the last second. Sorry, Kevin Paul Medina. But congratulations to Shivam D. You won. Just email Kevin at myamazonguy.com. Let me know that you are the winner of the free VIP ticket to the PPC Mastery Summit. Please give me a brief description of what I promised you, because oftentimes I'll do a giveaway and I had the best of intentions. And then someone was like, hey, I won. I'm like, well, what did I give you? And so to save me from having to watch the replay and come back, I'm pretty sure this is the only thing I gave away was VIP tickets to this. So just to make sure, email Kevin at myamazonguy.com and I'll hook you up with a free VIP ticket. Now, the good news is if you didn't win, you're still a winner because where did it go? My banners are hiding on me. So you can go to ppcmasterysummit.com and for less than $10, you can get a ticket for the ability to see over 20 amazing speakers on PPC and conversion rate optimization on Amazon to help you grow your sales. And that's coming up here soon. So it's going to be in 2 weeks from today. It's a 3-day event. It starts on the 14th of May. The thing I will say that's really good to note is that you can also upgrade to VIP. The best price we're going to offer the VIP upgrade is now. So if you're like, well, I kind of wish I won the VIP. Well, just get a ticket today, upgrade to VIP. Once you purchase the $10 ticket, you'll be able to purchase a VIP upgrade on the confirmation page. And that is the best price we're going to be offering. And that will be available for a limited time only. So again, congratulations to Shivam. And thank you everybody for joining us. And I'm wishing you all the best. Take care.